Welcome to #MediaDevTalk at Global Media Forum in Bonn. My name is Lublinski, and I'd like to introduce the Media Freedom Navigator, an online resource that gives you all kinds of information on media freedom. With me are Laura Schneider, she is project manager at DW Akademie, and Christian Mihr, he is the executive director of Reporters Without Borders Germany. Laura, how does this new resource or tool work?
Yeah, I think the Media Freedom Navigator has four functions. One is to give an overview of the situation of media freedom in the world by actually combining the results of all existing international media freedom indices. Another function would be that you get a better understanding, a detailed understanding of the situation in one country. So you can actually navigate through the maps and see the overall situation worldwide, but then also click on a country and get more information on this country. There's also, it's also like an online library kind of, where you have links to different and important resources, online resources when it comes to the topic of media freedom. And we also have a quiz in easy and intermediate and more difficult levels where you can, in a playful way, learn about media freedom. So
you can test your own knowledge on media freedom. So the databases for this are different indices worldwide. They're provided by UNESCO. Who else does this?
There are right now 5 existing international media freedom indices. One is the World Press Freedom Index by Reporters Without Borders. Then there's the Freedom of the Press Index by Freedom House, a US-based organization. IREX also does the Media Sustainability Index. Then the African Media Barometers, or the Barometers by the Friedrich Ebert Foundation, and then also the Media Development Indicators by UNESCO that you just mentioned.
Yes. And the Reporters Without Borders index is quite an important one. Does this tool help you?
I think it does, because myself, being a former journalist, now defending journalism and journalists, sometimes I'm a bit disappointed how uncritical sometimes our index is seen by some journalists, and I think which this Media Freedom Navigator helps to make a bit transparent the differences and the advantages of all the indicators, and in the end to use it in a better way for advocacy work. Probably not for us, but for ministries, for other implementers who sometimes refer to our index and to other indexes.
So they will have to go through the effort of really looking at in detail what the information is that you have on the situation in the countries.
Yes, I think there it's very good, because there are some differences, and I think just to make it clear with one example, where are some differences, because sometimes our index is criticized compared to Freedom House, because some countries really differ in their rank. But if you go a bit more into detail, you understand this. To make it clear with one example, for example, the Freedom House index has a far more negative perception of the role of public service broadcasting within society, and whereas Reporters Without Borders Index has a far more positive perception of public service broadcasting, and this of course influences the position of one country in the index, and the Media Freedom Navigator helps very good to make this transparent and to understand this, because normally you don't read probably in detail the methodology of all the indexes.
Okay, so Laura, maybe I should ask you on this, as you've looked through the different indices, what is the special emphasis Reporters Without Borders makes?
Well, it was known for focusing more on the security and safety of journalists and focusing on the actual, working conditions of journalists. Now they changed 2 years ago, I would say, the whole methodology, and it's a far more broader and more comprehensive questionnaire. What I would like to emphasize is that the Media Freedom Navigator gives information not only on the methodologies of the indices, or how the indices are actually compiled, but also about the organizations that are behind all indices, as well as how they are financed, and also the criticisms and the advantages of each index.
So if I go to a country like Tunisia and I want to know what is the situation, how can I best use this new tool?
Well, I'm not an expert for Tunisia, I have to say, but I think you can use this tool. You can compare the different data for one country, and in a very comprehensive way, you have an overview of all index instead of navigating to the website of RSF, to the website of Freedom House, and you have in one hand a very good general overview, and then you can use this for an advocacy way, because I think all the indexes are very good and have a different approach, and bringing them together for advocacy work is very helpful.
So yes, a very helpful tool. Thank you both very much. This was #MediaDevTalk at Global Media Forum in Bonn. Thank you.